So you've heard that Charlottesville is beautiful, charming, and way too expensive. Yes, but I won't lie. Some areas are definitely going to make your wallet cry. But there are still places where you can find great homes without needing to buy a winning lottery ticket. Today, I am breaking down the real affordable housing options in and around the Charlottesville community. Homes, hidden gems, the best spots to get the biggest bang for your buck. You ready? Let's jump in. Number one, what does affordable even mean? Okay, so first and foremost, let's meet and talk expectations. Affordable means totally different things to different people. So really, I want to talk numbers. The median home price in Charlottesville is currently hovering around $500,000. Not exactly chump change, but affordable. In our market, we're actually talking under $450,000. And yes, it's doable. It is doable. Now, compared to Richmond or Waynesboro, you're definitely going to be paying more for a Charlottesville zip code than you would with those. But if you know where to look, who to work with, we can find you a home that won't require you selling a kidney or a small child or whatever you have to sell. So let's start out with what is out there for under $300,000, because it does exist, barely, but it does exist. All right, let's be real. Under $300,000 in the Charlottesville area? Well, as you can see here, when I say Charlottesville, I'm really going to be talking about the Charlottesville metropolitan area, which is going to be Albemarle and the Charlottesville donut hole. So when I live in Albemarle, but my zip code is Charlottesville, and I consider myself from Charlottesville. So again, this is going to be the combination of two, which in a way should actually scare you, because under $300,000 in the Charlottesville area currently, there are 25 active or coming soon listings. If I break these down, that means currently there are 13 condos. So if you're dealing with a condo, you have to remember it's not just the overall price of $279 or $199, but you're also going to have significant condo fees, which can be hundreds of dollars every single month. So don't think it's going to be the cheap route out. There are some great condo options, and especially if you're looking at if you're here by yourself or you're here with maybe one other person or whatever it is, a condo option could be potentially really, really good. Currently, 13 condos under $300,000. And then we have 4 townhomes. Pretty much across the board, these are all going to be existing resale condos and townhomes. So remember, they're going to be dated and aged. Single family detached homes under $300,000. Yes, you can see. Currently, we have 8 of them, and they are active and available or coming soon. There is a differential between the two. Not a ton of single family homes. So unless honestly you are a serious fixer-upper, as in bring your own toolbox and a lot of prayers, fixer-upper, you want to go a little bit farther out of town. Fluvanna County has some solid options. especially at Lake Monticello. Now, Lake Monticello, you can go check out some of my other videos. As you know, if you've seen any of my other stuff, I'm completely honest. I'm not trying to sugarcoat anything. Fluvanna has some solid options, especially for that sub 300,000. I'm not saying they're new. I'm not saying they're perfect. But if you're getting into or you need to be under that 300 mark, then that might be a solid one. Another one, Greene County, a little further out, but more affordable single family homes. Finally, Louisa, bigger lots, lower prices, but you've got to keep in mind the commute is going to be longer. When you're in the Charlottesville metropolitan area, realistically, you're looking at a 10 to 15 minute commute anywhere. And people, my friends and clients who have come into town, they know that now. It's not me just saying that. But if you get out into Louisa or Greene County, it's going to be a much longer commute. So I've got a great example of this. I want you to think 2-bedroom condo in town or a single family house in Fluvanna. Does not matter to me. It is your decision and your lifestyle. But let me know in the comments below, what would be your preference? Are you a condo living connoisseur, or do you really want that open single family space, detached home where you can actually have your dogs and not have to worry about them bothering the neighbors? This is why, if you are seriously considering moving, you need to text, call, or email me. I'll help you sort through the full variety and we'll figure out what's going to be the best fit for you. Now, let's step it up a little bit and look at that 300 to 450 range. So at this price point, that 300 to 450,000, you're actually going to get more of a selection for single family homes in and around the Charlottesville area. But I want you to remember, this is not going to be new construction. This is not going to be polished and quite often not pretty. They're going to be smaller and older, and most will definitely, I'll say likely, most are likely going to be needing updates. So what do I mean by that? Here's what I hear quite often with a lot of folks who are coming to the area. And I see this a lot with my first-time home buyers, which I absolutely love because, again, I'm going to be honest. If it is a painted pig, I'm going to call it out. And I'm going to tell you that I would not buy it. I actually just had a client that he sent me a list, and I responded back and said, A was nice. It was 1, 2, 3. B was a special kind of project that I would drop off my list immediately. And then C was chef's kiss. So I'm going to give you that feedback. It doesn't matter to me. Currently in this price range, I found 17 active listings. Here are a bunch of the best places, the best neighborhoods that you could check out. Belmont is going to be one. If you're okay with elbow grease and a much older home, Belmont is going to put you very much in the city, very much in that walkable-ish kind of area. Number 2, Johnson Village. Family-friendly, big yards, beautifully well-established, big trees. The schools are right. Two of the schools are right in the neighborhood, or very close to the neighborhood. So those are huge. And finally, Fry Springs. Again, cute older homes and walkable to some amazing areas. Okay, so now I'm screen sharing what it looks like when I go in and I'm searching for you. So right now, both of these listings that you see are going to be in Fry Springs. Now, the one I'm going to pull up here, I wanted to pull up because they have a virtual tour. Let's watch. So as you can see, much older home, right? Super cute. Actually does have a yard, and it is very, very walkable. But again, you have to understand for this, in this range, it's going to be limited. But as you can see, this has some great bones. It has the original hardwood floors. It has new mini splits because often there's not duct work in these homes. Super cute, right? All polished and ready for you to move into. If I was working, say, at down at the university or something, and this would be a super cute option. And with our economy, it honestly, our prices are not going to be sliding backwards. Now, I think we have some sellers who are having to be more realistic on pricing, but we are expected to continue to grow 3 to 6% year after year. That's coming from our Virginia Association of Realtors, not me. I think this is a super cute house. It's not my listing, but it is currently active. So if this fit you, you could reach out to me and we can definitely make it happen. So yeah, this is why you have to reach out to me, because I know all these places. I've grown up here. Fry Springs, look at that big backyard. You're not going to get that, especially in something like a new construction. You're not going to get something that is going to have this kind of established growth and a large backyard. But your trade-off is it's going to be much older. Okay. All right. So now that we took a peek into that, so those are a few of the neighborhoods that you could get into. But again, you need to have your expectations set at a realistic level. Now, if you're okay with driving that 20 to 30 minutes just outside, you're definitely going to get more bang for your buck. Speaking of bang for your buck, let's talk about a sweet spot, which is you're looking at in the Charlottesville area, about $450,000 going up to about $600,000. Currently, 24. Now we're talking, right? This is a range where you are going to get options. Inside of Charlottesville, here's what I want you to think. I want you to think Mill Creek, Redfields, Forest Lakes. You're going to get more space, more updated homes, and really super great communities. You're going to start getting into communities such as Forest Lakes that have a ton of amenities. But you also start getting into options still outside the area. Here's where I want you to look. I want you to think about Lake Monticello. You can even find lakefront homes in this range on occasion. Now, they're going to need some love, but still, where else are you going to find lakefront living at the rate between $450,000 and $600,000? The other newer homes, growing area is going to be Zion's Crossroad. Places such as Spring Creek, right off of 64. Very easy, very convenient, and actually it works perfectly for those who have, say, split households, somebody who's working in Richmond and somebody who's working in Charlottesville. So again, if you think outside the box, we have stuff inside the box and we have things outside the box. If you want more details on any of these neighborhoods, again, reach out. Honestly, a lot of people don't believe that it's me or that somehow I'm AI or something, but I am who I am. And we can figure out which neighborhood would be good and which one would work for you and with you moving. But what about the people asking, Pam, I want the biggest, I want the bestest, I don't have a problem. And you know what? Let's just see what I can get for over $600,000. Well, so in this upper range, I'm going to be honest with you because, again, this is not about sugarcoating and baiting and switching. I want you to understand, because especially my folks who seem to be coming for interviews at UVA, everybody's like, oh, you want to live in Ivy. You want to live in Glenmore. Oh, you have to live downtown. Here's the reality of that. $900,000 is pretty much going to be your starting point. And that is not necessarily new construction. In those sought after areas, I have seen, such as Ivy, I have seen the equivalent of a tear down sell for over $1 million. So again, you need to know the reality and what these places and what these communities actually involve. $900,000, honestly, is going to be your starting point. Well, what about new construction? New construction? Oh, beautiful, wonderful, quality builders in places such as, Belvedere, Galaxy Farms, North Point, Dunmore Village, which is just coming online. We're talking starting with these new construction in the $700,000. That's the starting point. Now, if you were to add a basement or you add a premium lot, say you really want to overlook the Rivanna, you want woods backed up to your property line because you don't want to share all four of your property lines with seeing neighbors. You're going to be talking, once you add those premiums, just the basic home with a basement, you're probably looking at either side of $1 million. And that is very, very common. Now, here's the perks is it's new, it's fresh, it's tight. I mean, it's beautiful. There's a reason. And they sell out very, very quickly because the quality builders deliver a product and they deliver it in locations that you're just not going to have access to. But hey, no matter what your budget is, I love helping folks find their new home, their new venture. Just know that affordability is going to be looking beyond certain areas. You're going to be looking beyond the donut hole of Charlottesville. You potentially may be looking beyond Albemarle County, which surrounds Charlottesville. So, where would these kind of places be, Pam? I'm glad you asked, because I know I have thrown a lot at you. If you want more affordability and a reasonable commute, these are going to be your best bets. You ready? Fluvanna, places such as Lake Monticello. You're going to have lower taxes and you're going to have lake life. Hello, what's not a win-win about that? Number 2, Greene County and Ruckersville. Close to the mountains and honestly very, very quiet. Can almost feel rural even though you're so close to the Charlottesville area. Next up, Louisa and Zines Crossroad. There's so much growth going on. There's so many new homes that are coming online in that area. And finally, over the mountain into Augusta, which is going to give you Waynesboro and Stanton, much more affordable, but much older communities. And I point that out because I think certain areas are very, very quaint, but some areas almost seem depressed, but it's an option. You know what? It's all about the building game. The other part of being over the mountain, though, is going to be your commute. You're going to have to, if you're working in Charlottesville, Albemarle, you're going to have to travel over the mountain daily for your commute. It's not a bad drive if it's good weather. I mean, the only time it's really treacherous is if there's obviously snow, ice, or really dense fog. But overall, it's a beautiful, easy drive. And I don't want to scare you with that because I've had many friends who I've moved from Charlottesville to Augusta. And then I've had other friends that I've moved from Waynesboro, Stanton, over into Charlottesville, Albemarle, Scottsville. So it goes both ways. But if you have questions, reach out to me. I've helped plenty of folks find their new home, their new adventure. Okay, let's wrap it up. So can you actually afford Charlottesville? Yes, you can. You just have to know where to look. And that's why you need to reach out to me sooner rather than later. Growing up here as a realtor for over 10 years, I absolutely know this area like the back of my hand. I know which areas fit different lifestyles, which communities have the different price points. I know all of that. So did you find this helpful? Subscribe, hit the bell for more tips and lifestyle information and neighborhood information and area location for living in Charlottesville. Also, check out my other videos. I have covered many of these neighborhoods in depth. I have mentioned such as Lake Monticello or Madison County. They're more affordable options, and you can get a little bit deeper dive into them. But if you're thinking about moving here, text, call, or email me. I'd love to help you find the right spot. Your Charlottesville journey starts here. Let's chat. Until next time, I'll see you soon. Bye.